Hey stars, this is Luminousz Star. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to another vlog day. My stars especially. Mwah! Thank you guys and gals so much for motivating me and inspiring me to keep this channel, Luminousz Star, active. All of you who are sharing your stories, kudos and congratulations. You are changing other people's lives. You are motivating others and you are inspiring others to continue to thrive forward. Not just me, okay, but other people also. So again, special shout out to my stars for that. If this is your first time visiting Luminousz Star, welcome to the channel and welcome to another vlog day. If you check the description box below, you will see the details to today's vlog. So again, everyone, thank you for your time and welcome again to Luminousz Star. Okay, now today's vlog, I want to talk a little bit about a few things. One thing is support groups. Okay, now I have participated in support groups before. Now I haven't participated in a lot of support groups in my distant past. However, as I began to become a little bit more aware of how valuable it is to interact with other people who have shared some experiences that I have, right? So after realizing how valuable it is to interact with other people who have had similar experiences with having dysfunctional families, with cluster B personalities and narcissistic personalities, but also romantic relationships with those types of personalities. It's very valuable to interact with people who have shared your experiences, because this helps you to realize that you're not alone. Also, it helps you to realize that you can thrive forward. You can have that support. Isolation, I say, is the enemy. So a lot of my stars, you already know, I talk about and I advocate support groups, actually support base. I advocate support. Your support base may not consist right now of a support group. You may be going to a counselor. You may be going to a therapist. You may be talking to someone that you trust, someone that you know loves you and cares for you, and they understand your plight. They know what you've gone through. So I really hope that a lot of you have someone that you can go to, someone that can be a part, a productive and a positive part of your support base, because we all need that. Okay, I really advocate that on this channel, Luminousz Star. So again, kudos and congratulations to everyone who have built up that momentum. They build up the courage. They have the the vision that their life consists of people who really care about them, and that can be a part of your support base. For me, I do have a small circle, and I'm talking about my personal life now. I have a small circle, people that I know understand my plight. Okay, so on the professional side, the counselor, on the professional side, that's your the counselors, the therapists. I have that too. So like I was just saying, I have gone to support groups and it's been very helpful. One of the things that I have to say, and personally, this is just for me, one of the things that I didn't really like about some of the support groups and even some of the counseling is that the person really didn't understand my plight. They really did not have any experience. They were so far removed from having cluster B personalities in their lives or having a narcissistic personality in their life. And not only that, say on the professional side, they didn't really understand what narcissistic abuse was about. They really didn't understand that particular dynamic. That's one of the issues I ran into in the past. Right now, I'm happy with my support base. However, it's expanding. So I absolutely advocate that. If your support base is expanding, this is good. When you're growing, your support base is supposed to expand, right? But anyway, this is something that I think is a real positive thing, and that is having a support base that is expanding as you grow. One of the things that I learned just from counseling, and the other thing that I learned just from participating in support groups, is that I'm not alone. There are so many people that have had this experience, such as having a cluster B personality in their life or having a narcissistic personality in their life. Okay, they've had those experiences, but a lot of people, sometimes they may not feel like they can talk about it because this is something that even some counselors, they're scratching their heads over. What is this narcissistic abuse thing, right? So by me going to certain groups, support groups, and by my going to counselors and therapists that had a real understanding of my plight. They may not have understood everything, but some is better than none. And I absolutely advocate going to counseling and therapists. If you see something working for you, stick with it. Okay? I say something is better than nothing. So I certainly hope, again, that's a part of your support base. So that's one of the things that I learned, is that there's other people who are experiencing some of the same things that I experience, some of the same things you experience. But when a person is isolating themselves, they really won't know that, because they're isolating. Isolation is the enemy of growth, of personal growth. Isolation stifles everything. It just puts everything to a stop. It just, you know, it's the enemy of personal growth. This is something that's going to poke holes in your support base. The narcissist and cluster B personality, they're also going to poke holes in your support base. I say a narcissist and a cluster B personality, they have no business a part of a support base. They're not going to support. They're loyal to their false self images. They're loyal to getting the supply. So as you get better, as you grow and as you expand your support base and you're getting better, that's a direct threat to the narcissist and the cluster B personality's false self-image. Actually, they have several false self-images. One could be of a martyr. Another false self-image could be that of a victim who can't seem to catch a break. So they're always coming to you, wanting them to be, they want you to be their counselor. They want you to figure out their issues. They don't, you know, they blame other people. It's never their fault. It's always someone else's fault, right? So the narcissist and cluster B personality, they're not going to be a great part of your support base. Okay? So you may want to, you know, really look at that. If you have a support base, but you have a cluster B personality in your life, your personal life, and you have a narcissist in your personal life, that's going to tug at you a little bit. I've been there. I remember a couple of cluster B personalities that I had in my life at the time that I was starting to build my support base, and it was a real tug on me. It was like, you know, just really stretching me thin. I felt like I was being pulled in different directions at the same time. I had one foot in my past and one in my present, trying to get into, you know, trying to go forward, thrive forward into the future, and that was very tough. So when there's a cluster B personality and a narcissist in your personal life, and you're working a support base, in other words, you have somebody on the professional side, like a counselor or a mentor or a life coach, it's going to start weighing on you. You're going to feel that, because a narcissist and cluster B personality, again, they don't want to see you get better. Whenever you are getting better, it's not good news for them. It's a game changer for you, but it's a game over for them, and they feel that. Like a person who has a predatory nature, any little thing that's different, they're going to notice it, and they're going to see that or perceive that as a threat. So whenever you're growing, you're getting better, you know, and I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm just letting you know that this is usually what it is. So as you grow, as you expand, the narcissist and the cluster B personality, they may feel that those are direct threats to their false self-images, such as being a martyr, such as being a saint, such as being a victim. Because see, your pain doesn't concern them. They're, you know, whatever's going on with them and they're not satisfied about, that's what concerns them. And they want you to be able to do something about it. But as you're getting better, see, you're not going to be able to put energy and time into making sure that your pain is being reduced. See, they have certain things that they want to, you know, avoid. It's amazing how the things that go unresolved for the narcissist and the cluster B personality, they're denying those same things. Yet they want you to be there to soak up all the negative and toxicity of that. It's like on one hand, they want you there as a buffer, as a human dumpster of all the things that they don't want to deal with, all the things that they deny. On the other hand, you know, it's like they don't want you there as you grow, as you get better. They don't value your love. They don't value anything that's really positive about you. They don't value the positive things that you can bring to the table, such as being a person who's intuitive. See, the narcissists, they don't value the same things. They don't value the same things that a lot of us do. That's another thing that I learned as I began to work my support base. I learned that a lot of people, you know, or there are some people who have those experiences and they feel stuck, they feel trapped. They feel like they're in a sunken place. And sometimes they are for a long time because they're trying to please the narcissist. They're trying to please the cluster B personality in their life. Sometimes it's several people. So I just wanted to share that because, you know, as I journal, you know, I have my journal here and stuff, right? As I do this and I continue to work my support base, it's a game changer. Because I know some of you have expressed to me that you feel, you know, like you're stuck. You just can't leave that situation, or you can't end that relationship with a narcissist and cluster B personality. Okay, this is understandable because circumstances and situations are different from person to person. Sometimes you have to gradually leave that relationship. Okay, sometimes you have to work up to that point. You have to plan, you have to strategize. You know, you just can't just up and leave, and that's understandable. However, no one can resolve your issues for you. This is something else I learned. You know, instead of looking around for everybody to give me the answer, there's nothing wrong with having wise counsel, but when it's really said and done, at the end of the day, I have to make choices that's going to alter or that's going to affect my life. So yeah, so I really wanted to just share that with y'all because I know that sometimes, you know, some people, they may think that they're the only ones, but they're not. They're not the only ones. There are some people who, when they work their support base, they meet other people and they realize that, oh my goodness, I'm not by myself. There are other people who do experience some of the same things. There are other people who do understand my plight, but you just got to take that small baby step. You have to be willing to come out of your comfort zone. You know, I remember for quite some time that I thought and I felt like I had to do it all alone. You know, just deal with this, you know, having dysfunctional relationships in my life and dealing with coming from, you know, a family, whereas certain family members, you know, there wasn't the support there for me. And that really was disheartening, you know, and like I said, certain family members, they were not very supportive. And it is not necessarily because they didn't understand my plight. It's not necessarily because they didn't know certain things that were going on. What I've learned is that some people, as they grow, they haven't reached the level of capacity in their growth to really support me and to permit me to support them. I hope that makes sense, because we all have a life story. We all have a life journey. We're all here on this planet for a reason. So one of the things that I've learned, right, again, was that certain people, as they grow, and I'm growing, we may not be growing at the same pace, but we are growing. Some people I have met, they weren't, again, their capacity, their growth capacity wasn't the same as mine. They hadn't grown. It's like a little baby. You know, you're a little baby, they're a little baby, but maybe you will reach the age of 12 before they do. You will reach adolescence before they do. You will reach adulthood before they do. It's just like that when you look at a cluster B personality and a narcissist. You have surpassed their level of growth. They're growing too, but probably at a snail's pace. So what I've learned is that you may love and care about certain people. They may have a cluster B personality, they may have a narcissistic personality, and you would like their support. You would like them to understand your plight, but they just can't be there for you. So they may, you know, break your heart even more. There may already be a history of mistreatment and abuse. However, you know, it's like, as you grow, you realize that that person really, they don't have it within to support you. They haven't grown to that capacity to really see what you're going through and to really understand it and to realize that you're getting better. You are outgrowing the dysfunctional relationship. They don't get that, so they cannot support that. They don't advocate it. They work against it. So this is disheartening. This hurts. I went through that. Okay, so you know, I went through that. So it's like you just get to that point and you realize that some people you have to let go for that reason alone. You have to say goodbye to certain people that you love and care about, because you realize that they haven't grown to that capacity where they can support you. They're denying their own heartbreak. They're denying some unresolved issues. And this is where the cluster B personality and the narcissist comes in again. And I'm not saying, you know, make excuses for some of the things that they do, like pulling shenanigans. No, I'm pointing this out because what I realize is that this is why sometimes they may do those things, because they're denying their unresolved issues. It goes unresolved and they continue to deny it. So when they're dealing with you, a person who's doing the opposite, you're realizing what has hurt, you're realizing and you're resolving issues. See, that's a conflict right there. That's polar opposites. So they're not going to be able to share the same space. Those energies are not going to be able to share the same space, because you're growing, you're thriving, you're dealing with your stuff, and you're dealing with a person who's not doing that. See, the narcissist and cluster B personality, they like to dump their stuff on other people. So they're not going to be dealing with their stuff. They're not going to be really growing at the same pace as you are. So when they see that, you know, that's what's going on with you, they may feel threatened. They may feel that that's the challenge to their false self-images. And often they do. This is why sometimes they tend to behave like an antagonist when you are getting better. And then you're starting to feel drained. You're starting to feel the impact of that. And it doesn't feel very good. When people behave out of fear, they can do some nasty things. They can do some horrible things sometimes. And sometimes, you know, this may leave you confused. It may, again, be disheartening, because you really want to have a relationship with that person. What I have learned is that it's best to let go and to accept that this person is not going to be able to have that healthy relationship with you. I learned this. Some people I had to let go. I had to say goodbye to. However, I chose to do it from a place of love. And I chose to do it from a place of, you know, a person who understands. And I had to learn how to realize that there were certain people that, even though I can continue to be a positive force in their life, I had to wake up and realize that I have to respect and love myself enough to say, you know what, my love is not being reciprocated. The respect is not being reciprocated. Is not being shared. It's not a mutual agreement here. You know, there's a conflict. Do I love and care about myself enough to say, you know what, I see this person, so I'm going to let them go. I'm going to give myself permission to continue to thrive forward, to continue to grow. Maybe I'll meet this person again, maybe not, but either way, that's how it's a game changer for me, because I love and care about myself enough to say, you know what, me and this person, for whatever reason, and I'm not going to try to figure it out, we can't grow together. We can't share the same space, even though it's not from a lack of my trying. So give yourself a pat on the back. You know, give yourself that credit. Don't try to change for the narcissist and cluster B personality. That's another thing I've learned. I don't stop loving and caring for people. I don't stop being the type of person I am, which is compassionate, you know, intelligent. All the positive and wonderful qualities I have about myself. Just because I had an experience with a cluster B personality or a narcissistic personality doesn't mean I stop being who I am. Sometimes we get detoured. We're distracted, and we get off of that path, and we stop being who we really are. We stop growing, or well, not that we stop growing, but our growth is it slows down a little bit, because we've had those painful experiences with narcissists and cluster B personalities. So we get detoured. This is what I've learned, is that it's okay to continue to be who I am and continue to thrive. It's okay to continue to thrive. It's okay to continue to grow. It's okay for me to continue to be who I am. My experiences are not my identity. It's not my identity. I had those experiences. And we all have experiences that can be very challenging. So, you know, once again, I just wanted to share that with you all. Okay, so I know some of you right now, you've reached out to me, and I appreciate that. And I just want you to know something, that it's okay for you to be who you are. The narcissist and the cluster personality, they really cannot change you. You have to give them permission to rain on your parade. And when you're living with them, and I've done this too, it was a real struggle. There were some dark moments. There were times that, you know, I really felt like maybe it's not best for me to be who I am. I mean, I really had that moment where it was like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these individuals are right. Maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe I am too weird. Maybe I'm not supposed to be here on the planet. But then I, you know, as I grew, as I worked my support base, I had a different perspective. It was like, no, I am supposed to be here. I do count. I'm a human being having a human experience. I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to, you know, contribute to other people's lives. And I'm supposed to be okay with me being who I am. Okay, so I just really wanted to share that again with you all. And I hope that you have enjoyed this vlog. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And I certainly hope that it has been food for thought and it has inspired you to continue to thrive forward. Until next time, take care of yourself. And I will see you guys and gals later. Mwah.